Looking for that one-pot meal that brings, ooh, so much goodness, it'll have them all gathered around the table? I'm talking about the spiciness of the chorizo, the sweetness of the cream corn, all blended well and baked with a rich cracker crust right there on top. Oh my gosh, it is good, folks. Holler up, I'm gonna get the pigs out of the cornfield. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by camp on a breezy afternoon. I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about 40 miles an hour maybe. But let's talk about what we're cooking today. Remember, pigs in a cornfield. Now, you type that in on a computer, on the Google, P-I-G-S.
I have no idea what that is.
I-N-C-O-R-F-I-E-L-D, cornfield, yeah. Now, folks, it's gonna pull up a lot of stuff. You're actually going to see some pigs in a cornfield that was cooked in a Dutch oven. You're going to see some guys hunting some pigs in a cornfield. Yeah, you're going to see it all. But folks, we're going to break this recipe down for you. I'm going to show you an easier version to do it, but I'm going to tell you about the traditional way that it was done too. So, hey, I just want to thank y'all for stopping in here, and everything we use in this video today will be listed right down there in the little link below. So without further process, let's go on and get at it. So let's talk about pigs in a cornfield. Now, folks, the old traditional way is they'd get an old deep Dutch oven, and I'm talking deep. This is a shallow 12 that I'm using today. And they would put them some broth in there. Then they would stack corn cobs around. Then throw them a bunch of hog meat in there. Pour some mushroom soup over there. Season it up and call it good. Well, folks, we done adapted that recipe to the Cowboy version. I mean, and it is oh so fine. So let's talk about pig. Jimmy Dean premium pork sausage. No, Jimmy Dean ain't paying me no money, but how many of you know what song did he sing? Shan, do you know?
I have no idea. I just thought he made sausage.
No. He sang for a long time, and guess what it was? Big Bad John, Big Bad John. That was Jimmy Dean. Now this is 1 pound. Now you pick any breakfast sausage that you like, but hey, just make sure it is good and of quality. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open that up, and there is the sausage inspector right there, name of Duke. You know, you've been missing out on some videos lately. I'm glad to see you were able to get out of the house. I just want you to pinch this off and put it in little places all over the bottom of that Dutch oven. Now, if you're doing this in the house, you can do it in a 12-inch skillet or a 14-inch skillet, because this is what? A one-pot meal. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't dirtying up no lot of dishes on this deal because there ain't no need in it. Now, you could use chunk pork meat. You could use pork loin that you have chopped up, pork roast, anything like that. But folks, I just like the way this sausage blends with another brand of hog meat that we're going to put in there. And what is that? Chorizo. Pork chorizo. And this stuff is oh so good. It is. Brings a lot of flavor to it. And we're gonna, what you call, spice up a little pig in the cornfield. These pigs will be running so fast out of that cornfield, spiced up, you won't even get a chance to look at them. So I just like to cut this in some little pieces here, however you want to get it. Just put all that in there, folks. We're gonna take it over here to the fire, and we're just gonna brown it up. Well, we are getting her browned up and chopped up really well. Now, a lot of you might have been saying, why didn't you take that out of that casing? Hey, folks, that stuff ain't hurting me none at all, and that's the way I like to cook mine. It's better than that stuff you get out of them long tubes. That stuff, I think, sometimes has some artificial ingredients in it that ain't pork meat. And see this wooden spatula? How many times y'all done heard me tell you, if you're cooking in cast iron, never metal against metal scraping around in here. So when you get it browned up, and this is going to take you about probably 5 minutes here the first time on medium high heat in the house or out here on the fire.
Is it a full browning?
No, because we got to cook it longer. It is not a full browning. People ask, where does this recipe come from? Well, I'm telling you, you look on the Wikipedia. Pardon the sudden interruption there where the camera got close to the fire due to the 40-mile-an-hour breeze. But as I was telling you about the origin of this dish, now, Wikipedia claims a lot of things, and I don't even know who Wikipedia is, but every time I try to find something out, that's who answers the phone, that or Alexa. And I'm just going to do it just for y'all. Alexa, what time is it? Back when they was doing a lot of row cropping and gathering a lot of corn, you know, that corn was good for picking one time when you eat it and you're going to put it in the house, but also for feed for cattle or hogs, and it'd get ripe. Well, a lot of times they take that corn and grind it, make cornmeal, but sometimes some of that stuff that was still not quite as tough as the rest of it, they would go ahead and pick some, line it up in some Dutch oven there. Maybe they had a little hog meat from leftover, maybe some jowl, maybe some bacon, whatever they could. Add a little broth to it, some onions, jalapenos, everything in the world, cook it down, and it was good to go. Today, we're using a half a white onion. After that, one whole jalapeno, and if it was just for me, there'd be 6. It was seeded and veined. One large honking red bell pepper, right fresh out of the garden. So, folks, I want you to stir this up. We gotta let this cook. I want to get all that onion in there to where it is sauteed well. It gets a little tender, and then peppers and everything get to blend in there oh so well. It's going to take you about another 5 minutes, so bear with me. So, we got it browned up. It is looking oh so nice, and then peppers and onions have got tender. So, go to the hen house, and what do? Gather a what, Shan?
Hand fruit.
Yeah, or a cackleberry, one of them. And then I just want you to whisk that up a little. And you be telling yourself, we talking about pigs in a cornfield, and I ain't even seen no corn, not corn on the cob, not nothing come by. But guess what? There's a can of cream corn come by. Yep. And folks, I had tried this with just a regular corn we picked out of the garden, hulled off that cob, but it needs this sweetness in here. It does. So this is one of them 14.34 ounces, 7.5 I think in what you call it. Pour the whole contents in there with the egg, and I want you to mix it well. Now, they a twist on this that you might not have seen coming, and we got some Ritz crackers. How many of you used to watch Andy Griffith? Raise your hand. Guy in the back, third row by the pecan tree. Yep, and what did he say? Everything tastes better on a Ritz cracker. He did. So just crumble them up. We got to sort of have a binder in this and just dump them in there. And it takes 2 of these out of a small box, or one of them long sleeves out of a tall box. How many is that? It varies, because I counted them one day in my spare time. One of them had 19, one of them had 20. These small ones sometimes have 8, sometimes they have 11. So give it a stirring, and I guarantee you that right there, you fry that up, that's be some fine dining. So we got it to there, a little Dutch oven is there. I need you just to pour it right on the top, because we're going to spread it out a little. Take your spatula, wooden. Okay, remember where to get it. And I just want you to spread that mixture out right there on the top. Now we have some pigs and we have some corn, folks. All right, you got that corn on there, got it spread out evenly. I need you to take some of that, what you call it, Red River Ranch mesquite seasoning, and give it a little dusting right there on the top. Because remember, that chorizo has some spice to it, so it don't take much, it don't. And everything's better with butter. I got me 4 little slabs there we're just going to place out through here evenly to give it a little more moisture, and let her go to town. We're going to put the lid on it, folks, take it over to the fire, put it on a tall trivet, and I'm going to explain to you how many coals it needs on a windy day, and we're going to cook it, and then we're going to eat it. Well, folks, on that tall trivet it was, and I reached in there and I got me some of them good hardwood coals. Now today I'm using a little oak and a little mesquite combined. And then you see this thing called a trivet. Now a trivet is what we use as a spacer under there to raise it up off that heat, especially on a windy day like this, folks. It is so important. And we got them on the website if you'd be interested in having them, and they come with 2 heights of legs that you could have to adjust your heating schedule. But also, you see me always put a ring around the outside edge of that Dutch oven. You won't hardly ever see me put coals directly under one unless I'm trying to target some heat or maybe baking some potatoes. You can load that top up pretty heavy because we can see it. But folks, this is sort of like a casserole dish. There is nothing on the bottom that's going to burn like a dough or something like that. But you can scorch that meat there on the bottom. So we'll keep that heat regulated by what? Rotating the top of the lid one way, the bottom the other, and that way it'll even out any hot spot we got. So folks, if you're cooking this in the house, I need you to preheat that oven to 350 degrees because we're going to bake this for about 20 minutes at 350. Then we're going to add a little more to it after that and turn that oven up. But stick around, I'll show you what's coming. Well, folks, we've been on about 15. We have, and things have come to a serious boil. They have, and things is looking quite good in there. Now, chorizo is really a sort of a greasy meat. Now, I have left it, I have spooned it out, and I am just going to show you. You can just take a dipper and press on there, and you can take some of that out of there. Now, folks, at this time, and you have dumped a little of that grease out, don't do that I just did. And when you dump that out, pour it to the kitchen floor. You talk about getting in trouble. Them other 2 sleeves of Ritz crackers that I told you we was going to need, I just want you to sprinkle them lightly around the edges first, and then come back to the middle. But folks, these Ritz crackers, they do some of that good. Now at this time, after you get these Ritz crackers on there, I want you to turn that heat up in that oven to 400 degrees because we want to try to crisp that up just a little on top. We're going to go let it go 10 minutes, just like this right here on 400 degrees. And I'm going to increase the coals on the top of this. Then we're going to pull that lid off after 10, put us some cheese on there because the Wisconsin people would be down on me if they didn't see Cowboy can't throw some cheese in there. So hang on, bear with me. Well, it is a done deal. That pig in the cornfield, it's got jumped up on the plate, it has. And folks, there's a lot of good flavor coming out of that. Make sure you get you some of that bell pepper and jalapeno in there. And you see me garnish with green onion, you did. That's the cornfield shuck. Walk back up to there. Get you some mo, and folks, pardon me, but I'm gonna have another bite. Well, folks, all the taste buds kicked in on that, and we did. The sweetness of the corn jumps through there just enough so that chorizo is mellowed out, and that jalapeno, it all balances. And then you get that little crunch of them Ritz crackers. Hey, it's a happy meal that didn't come in a box nor a drive-up window. It come on your plate, and it is so good. As always, folks, we just thank you, me and Shandu, for watching our videos. We consider y'all family, and we want you to feel like family when you watch. I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and veterans who have kept this old country safe, and will always fly that flag in honor of them. We thank you so much. As always, anything we use be listed right down there below, and I got to give a special shout out to my wife Shan, who does such a great job she does. Whew, love you, girl. Thank you so much for making me look better than I really am, and I'll keep on cooking if you'll keep on loving. So here it is, folks. Happiness. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the pigs trotted in the cornfield into the Dutch oven trail. Folks, I was going to use me like a cup, a half or something like that of cheddar cheese, and I was grated it there fine, come out here at the wagon, come back, and you see this hound right here? He done reached up there on the cabinet with that 11-foot tongue, sucked that half a block of cheese off in there, and had it good, he did. Jen said to use the words tantalizing in describing the video about which you are to see, okay? So we're going to see. Whew, that was hard to say.